Sadhguru Bhakti Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Haribol, 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 Gura Haribol, Jai Sri Prabhupada ki Jai, Gura Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai, Bhakti Vaibhav ki Jai. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Yesterday we stopped in test 4 also, that when Dhruva Maharaj heard of the killing of his brother Uttama by the Yakshas in the Himalayas, being overwhelmed with lamentation and anger, he got on his chariot and went out for victory over the city of the Yakshas, Lakapuri. So, some people were saying that Dhruva Maharaj becoming angry, overwhelmed with grief and envious of the enemies was not incompatible with his position as a great devotee. Okay, not some people, Srila Prabhupada. It was not incompatible. That means there is no contradiction that a great devotee can become angry. What is he angry for? Why is he angry? What is his anger for? That will determine whether it is justifiable or unjustifiable. That anger can be used in the service of the Lord. And we're able to deduce, refer to Hanuman using his anger to burn down the city of Lanka. Arjuna using his anger to destroy the enemy at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And Lord Chaitanya himself personally using his anger to chastise, to kill the demoniac mentality of Jagai and Madai. And there are so many instances where anger was positively utilized. So it is not wrong for a devotee to be angry, but you should be angry for the right purpose. The purpose is to, what are some of the right purposes that a devotee can be angry for? Let's refresh our memory. We said the students will bring us some points so that we relate it and continue from there. So what are some of the things a devotee can utilize his anger for and still remain transcendental? Hare Krishna. Haribo, we are in class, so after. We are in class, I will call you after. Hare Krishna. So, coming up with anything? Yes, Jamal? Positive use of anger. Okay, you don't want to share? Okay, let's go ahead. We all know where to utilize our anger. So you feel the question is too elementary for you. But can come out from some angles that someone must have not thought about. But so far, we know that if somebody is offensive to a Vaishnava, you don't tolerate. You can chastise the person. If somebody is vandalizing Krishna's property, you can become angry with the person. That anger is transcendental, worship people. And if somebody is, antagonistic to devotees on Sankirtan, beating up devotees on Sankirtan, you can become angry and even arrest the person with the police, and your activity will be glorified. And many other practical ways, you can utilize anger. Okay, so you go do your own scriptural research, and we said that discrimination on the basis of Guru Sadhu Sastra is allowed, but mental speculation is not allowed. So you can discriminate on the basis of Guru Sadhu Sastra, find some point. So let us go ahead to the next verse. God position this Raja, Radhanu Charase Vitam, Dadalsa Himavad Droniat, Purim Guyaka Sankulam. Dhruva Maharaj went to the northern direction of the Himalayan range. In a valley, he saw a city full of ghostly persons who were followers of Lord Shiva. In this purport, in this verse, it is stated that the Yakshas are more or less devotees of Lord Shiva. By this indication, the Yakshas may be taken to be the Himalayan tribes, like the Tibetans. Tibet is in the Himalaya. So in this regard, they can be taken as those Yakshas may refer to. And there are many more. There are many other tribes there in the Himalayas. So they could be that. And one characteristic of those tribes is that they had a lot of mystic powers. They can create illusion of any kind. They are mystical people. But however great a mystic power is, it cannot withstand the presence of Krishna. Krishna's potency, just as the darkness cannot withstand the presence of sunlight. So let us go ahead and we see. The next verse is Dadmau Sankambri, Dadmau Sankambri Adbau, Kamdisa Shanuna Dayan, Ye no Dwigna Drisa Chata, Upadevyu, Atrasan Brisam. Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, as soon as Dhruva Maharaj reached Alakapuri, he immediately blew his conch shell, and the sound reverberated throughout the entire sky and in every direction. The wives of the Yakshas became very much frightened. From their eyes, it was apparent that they were full of anxiety. So, follow the history. The name of the city is Alakapuri. And Dhruva Maharaj blew his conch shell, and that sent fear into the hearts of especially the wives of the Yakshas. They were full of anxiety. Then, Tatonis Kramya Balina, Upaveda Mahabhrata, Asahanta Stanina Ninadam, Abipetu Udayuda. Oh, hero Vidura, the greatly powerful heroes of the Yakshas, unable to tolerate the resounding vibration of the conch shell of Dhruva Maharaj, came forth from their city with weapons and attacked Dhruva. Yes, Kshatriyas don't they respond to challenges. So the warriors had the conscience. Who is this person trying to declare victory over us? Are we going to surrender? No. This is an opportunity for us to register our prowess, our potency, our abilities. So they came out with weapons to attack the enemy, so-called enemy Dhruva. Next verse. Satan apatato vira ugra damba maharata ikaikam yugapat sarvan aham banai stribi. Dhruva Maharaj, who was a great charioteer and certainly a great bowman also, immediately began to kill them by simultaneously discharging arrows, 3 at a time. Dhruva Maharaj didn't give them chance. Tebai lalata lagnastai isubi sarva evahi matwa nirastam atmanam asam san karmatas yatat. When the heroes of the Yakshas saw that all their heads were being thus threatened by Dhruva Maharaj, they could very easily understand their awkward position, and they concluded that they would certainly be defeated. But as heroes, they lauded the action of Dhruva Maharaj. Purport. This spirit of fighting in a sporting attitude is very significant in this verse. The Yakshas were severely attacked. Dhruva Maharaj was their enemy, but still, upon witnessing the wonderful heroic acts of Maharaj Dhruva, they were very pleased with him. This straightforward appreciation of an enemy's prowess is a characteristic of real Kshatriya spirit. So this is the Kshatriya spirit, true Kshatriya spirits. Yes, true Kshatriyas, they appreciate the prowess of their opponents. They appreciate the prowess of anyone. They are able to identify prowess, even if it is coming from their enemy, they identify it and they appreciate. And by that, they themselves become powerful too. So these are the powerful laws. Like you are playing a football match with somebody, your opponent have some powerful dribbling skills and they were able to defeat you, and you appreciate them openly instead of antagonizing them. This is called true Kshatriya spirit. Even the Yakshas, they had that spirit and they appreciated Dhruva Maharaj's prowess. Yes, but that doesn't mean they will not fight. They fought. Okay. Te api chamum amrisyanta padas pasam ivoraga sarai avidyan yuga pat vigunam prachikishrava. Just like serpents who cannot tolerate being trampled upon by anyone's feet, the Yakshas, being intolerant of the wonderful prowess of Dhruva Maharaj, threw twice as many arrows, 6 from each of their soldiers, and thus they very valiantly exhibited their prowess. No purport. Let's follow the story. Tata Pariga Nisrimsai Prasasuta Paraswadai Shakti Ristibi Busum Dibis Chitra Vrajai Sarai Api Abhyavasam Prakupita Saratam Sarasaratim Ichantastat Pratikatum Ayutanam Trayodasa. The Yaksha soldiers were 130,000 strong, all greatly angry and all desiring to defeat the wonderful activities of Dhruva Maharaj. With full strength, they showered upon Maharaj Dhruva, along with his chariots and charioteer, various types of feathered arrows called parigas, iron bludgeons, nistrimsas, swords, prasasulas, tridents, paraswadas, lances, shaktis, pikes, ristis, spears, and busundi weapons. Various kinds of weapons they showered on Dhruva Maharaj. Now, someone should read the next verse. It has purpose. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Okay. औतानपादिश तदा शस्त्रवर्षेण भूरिणा न एवादृश्यताच्छन्न आशारेण यथा गिरि. Translation: Dhruv Maharaj was completely covered by an incense shower of weapons, just as a mountain is covered by incense rainfall. Purport: Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out in the connection that although Dhruv Maharaj was covered by the incense arrow of the enemy, this does not mean that he scrambled in the battle. The example of a mountain peaks being covered by incense rain is just suitable. For when a mountain is covered by incense rain, all dirty things are washed from the body of the mountain. Similarly, the incense shower of arrows from the enemy gave Dhruva Maharaj new vigor to defeat them. In other words, whatever incompetency he might have had washed has washed away. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, can you explain to us how you understand it?
Yes, Prabhuji, it was actually explained this purport by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Uh, that it does not mean that all these weapons was thrown because of the enmity or because of the battle. It was not like a fight, but the best example was given here of a mountain. So sometime we see the rain falls on the mountain. To normally we see the all the dirty things are washed away from the mountain. So similarly, these weapons of arrows and trident and all others weapon was from the uh, to the Dhruv Maharaj. It was a new vigor to defeat them.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Anyone want to add some points? Well, this analogy is very, very clear and very appropriate. It may appear to be temporary defeat, but it's actually not a defeat. When there's incessant rain on the mountain, the top is actually like covered, but in the end, every dirty thing is washed clean. See, so how can we relate it to our daily devotional life? When
Hare
we have,
Krishna.
yes, Hare Krishna.
Yes. In our devotional life, it's like when those angers arise. These angers, when you saw them, it have to purify you by chanting the holy name just to counteract the anger. It's like when before it will be raining, so many winds, clouds, and so many things will rise. But after the clouds and all those things, it will rain. When the rain comes, all the fruits, all the plants, they all enjoy the rain. Even the human being, every living entity enjoy the rain. So in our practical life, when those things happens, rather you have to make you strong so that you continue your devotional service through these things. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Can somebody add to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, also in our devotional life, Dhruva Maharaj is challenging an enemy. Let's take it like that. Dhruva Maharaj, in our preaching life, in our devotional service life, sometimes the karmis are seen as our enemies. Most of the time, they challenge us. In our devotional service within, we don't see devotees as enemies, even in offensive way or challenges. We are still distant. So, but our real enemy is Maya, where we are preaching, where we are trying to make people Krishna consciousness. Sometimes in the course of our preaching, in the course of performing Harinam, in the course of anything, we are challenged by Maya, we are challenged by other preachers like Mohammedans, like Christians, pastors who are also preaching. They can say a whole lot of things, blaspheming, throw a whole lot of insults on devotees. All these things we should still stand and fight. And we should accept it. As far as we are representing Krishna, we are like a mountain. Krishna is like a mountain. And therefore, we will not be affected by the rain showerings of insult, blasphemies against us. Eventually, we defeat them. Especially sometimes when you go on radio preaching, when you meet other panels to preach, they start to attack and say a whole lot of blasphemy. But in the course of explaining and also attacking in a different way, eventually they see that our explanation is deeper, the host and the listeners, everything. Even when Harinam, we explain why we are doing Harinam, we distant. So sometimes even food for life, when you go share prasad, you give it to somebody, somebody will tell you, this food, when you take it, you will be charmed and you become a devotee. Some people tell you, don't take their food, you'll be charmed. But in the course of explaining it as a vegetarian food, as explaining that will give them health, practically good health, they accept it and eventually we win. So devotees, we should, most of the times, such heavy challenges come from the external, not in the inside. So we should see that eventually we will win, Krishna will win. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was challenged by Chankazi, so many things in the course of explaining, giving out the holy name as a message, as a great benediction, but they didn't even see it that way. But eventually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with determination, standing strong to fight, won. So that is how we should also take it from another level. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The example of a mountain's peak being covered by incessant rain is just suitable. For when a mountain is covered by incessant rain, all dirty things are washed from the body of the mountain. So, Jim Maduban, can you make a comment on this also?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. I think it's telling us that whatever challenges that we face in life, we should increase our determination. We should not relent, and it's going to be a sort of purification for us to make advancement, both spiritual and even material, in our material life. So, whatever challenges we have, we should see it as a benediction to make progress. We shouldn't see it in the opposite way, but it's an encouragement that we make progress, because it was explained that, in other words, whatever incompetency he might have had was washed away. So it makes him a better person. So that's how we should see challenges. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. It's like somebody used to say, life is confrontation and advancement. It's like climbing a step. You see a step in front of you, you don't turn back because of the step, it's steep. You advance into the step, you put your feet there, then you bring the other leg, stand on it, put your other feet on the upper one. In this way, before you realize, you have climbed the whole staircase. So, yes, life is confrontation and advancement. Whatever challenges that comes our way, they are meant for our purification. And after the challenges, or during the challenges, if we maintain a proper frame of consciousness, we see that in the end, it was a purification. And what is this proper frame of consciousness? We should train our eyes to see everything in the Lord and the Lord in everything. So we should train our eyes to see every difficulty as being arranged by higher authorities to take us, to propel us to the next level. Every difficulty in devotional life is like a test. It's an opportunity for you to exhibit your inner qualities and therefore and thus advance to the next level. This is how we see it. We should see it. There's a social quote that says that life is only 10% of what happens, but 90% of how we react. Life is only 10% of what happened, but 90% of how we react. That means self-development is expected of us when we are challenging, when we are facing challenges. We are expected to put the higher principles we know into practice. Every challenge is an opportunity to put into practice whatever you have learned. So this is the principle. The Lord did not allow that challenge to come and overwhelm us and kill us. He allowed that challenge so that we can use the opportunity to purify ourselves and embrace the next level that is coming. So this is very, very important for devotees. And there are so many verses. This brings to mind the Tati Anukampam verse. Tati Anukampam Susami Samanu Bunjana Evatma Kritam Vipakam Ridvad Bapubi Vidada Namaste Jive Chayomuki Padesa Dayabak. So like this, we should be equipped in all circumstances because the Lord is with us. So we are going to see that so-called temporary covering is just a temporary covering. Just a temporary covering, like the sun setting. If the sun has set, we think that it's all over for the sun. But just wait for some time, the sun will emerge again, fully vigorous. So this is the same mood that Duva Maharaj, all those so-called incessant shower of arrows, it just wash away the top of the mountain, become cleaner, then it become more invigorated and refreshed. So we should not be afraid of challenges, but we should position ourselves to be able to see the Lord so that we don't get overwhelmed when the challenges come. Okay. This Alec, you want to give us some draw some general principles based on this particular verse from purport.
Sri Chaitanya Prema Prabhu, Dandavat Pranama, glory to advance symbol of devotees.
All glories.
After the teacher has spoken, you are asking me to speak. I hope you are not trying to send me to hell.
Are you afraid of her? Appeal to Leata Dash. Anywhere
I'm
at
not,
all you find yourself.
I've not come to that extent, so I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Anyway, I take it as your mercy. So I'll try to say one or two things based on what I've learned from you. Anyway, I think most of it has been said. When I was listening to the verse, what was prominently coming into my mind is how like Gurudev explained give the answer to the general world questions before it even comes to devotees. Sometimes people ask, why does bad things happen to good people? And we can look it from two parts. One aspect is as a result of misdoing in the previous life. But the other side of it is that sometimes it has an opportunity to promote, just like you rightly said. I was talking something similar to this yesterday with one doctor, and then we couldn't understand how someone like a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada will have to have a marital challenge. How will he have the marital problems? How will he have business problems? Is seemingly worldly activities are completely defeated, and he can't understand. At least someone who is, even if it's not that, the ambience is not that much, but at least it should be stable. But he has seen that sometimes many people who are spiritually inclined goes through so much of turbulent life, and that we couldn't understand. So this verse is actually an explanation, and Srila Gurudev explained it in this way, that when those turbulence start happening, like you rightly said, how the individual respond to it and how it affects their consciousness is what really determines their state of, because ideally, one is not promoted if he is not sitting for an exam. So for Dhruva Maharaj's case, particularly, when the Lord wants to glorify his devotees, compared to Srila Prabhupada, their case is not like those who bad things happens to in a normal life. For them, it is because the Lord wants to glorify his devotees. So it will arrange in such a way that so many materially ununderstandable circumstances comes around them. And when they exhibit their inner strength in terms of devotional qualities, then they are glorified. And it is almost every tradition. If Jesus Christ did not went through the ordeals, if so many acharyas, Haridas Thakur was beaten in 22 markets, and we're glorifying that pastime today because he was beaten, and that brings out the inner quality of Srila Haridas Thakur. So the way I understand it in our practical life, as you ask, is that there are some challenges that goes on in our life, and I'm a personal witness. I can see there are so many things that are happening in my life now that is difficult to explain. Even sometimes my kids are asking me, Dad, we know that you are a devotee. Maybe we may not know the highest level of a devotee, but we know that you are dedicated to life. So some of the things happening in your life, we can't relate to it. What is going on? Is Krishna actually God? So they ask me this kind of questions. And I said, well, the way I see it is that you might be right that I'm struggling as a devotee, trying to be pure, and I'm having so many challenges in my life. I'm thinking in my mindset that Krishna wants me to see something greater. So he's putting me through all of this. And I think if I'm able to survive it, it will be something that you, as my kids, as my friends, as my compatriots, will used as a reference in the future. So this is what I understand by the text in practical life.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, all the devotees. Yesterday, somebody was conspicuously absent, and His Grace Kamalas Prabhu. Actually, this text is also a direct encouragement to His Grace Kamalas Prabhu in his present condition. His body has been trying to overwhelm him. The body has been trying to overwhelm him, but as a spiritual warrior, he didn't agree, and he's not agreeing. Therefore, today, he managed to be here, despite all the confrontation. So, Kamalas Prabhu, particularly, you can share some experiences as to the practicality of this test in your present situation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, I thank you all so much for your care and concern, all wonderful devotees, as some of your senses. The text is very clear and direct. In the course of our trying to do devotional service, we will encounter different kinds of challenges, but we shouldn't give in to the challenges. We should always continue to depend on Guru and Krishna and continue to fight on, just like what Lord Krishna told Arjuna. That all circumstances should continue to be a yogi. The challenges will make us more stronger and stronger, and our devotional service will always increase by leaps and bounds. Hare Krishna, glory to you.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Are you fully out of it, or you are trying to defeat it finally?
I'm in the final process. Guru and Krishna's mercy.
All glories to you, being victorious.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
In Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So these are some practical applications when we are challenged individually in our devotional life. If the challenge is so strong, I think it's good to just stop and laugh. You laugh and say, Krishna, you see, I know you are challenging me. You want me to exhibit some qualities. And not only for you to be on track in devotional service, but he knows you are already on track and you can pass the test. That's why he give you the magnitude of that test. But he want to use you as a tool to also educate others. When challenges like this come, this will be a posture. So he wants you to teach the people around you, people in your circle and people in general, in your field of activities, that when challenges meet you, don't get overwhelmed. Even if your body is overwhelmed, don't allow your mind and your intelligence to be overwhelmed. This is what is happening behind the scene. Every little thing happening here is a smaller picture within a bigger picture. And in the bigger picture, they have expectations of you. They are monitoring how you will respond to this situation. And that's why His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Maharaj also said in one of his lectures that life or the happening or the challenges in your life do not define you. Challenges in your life do not define you, but they remind you. These challenges, they are not there to define you, but they are to remind you that this is the environment. Sharpen your focus. The challenges are coming from pushes from behind, so that you can sharpen your focus. Take more shelter of Krishna. Perplexities to
Hare Krishna.
push you to take shelter. Yes, that Prabhu. Okay, sorry, it's a distraction. So challenges to push us. They are pushes from behind by material nature, Doga Devi, sometimes to push us to shelter, for us to take more shelter of Krishna. And on the other hand, Krishna's arrangement for you to exhibit your inner qualities and at the same time to teach others that when these challenges come to you, this is how to overcome it. So our focus will be how to be exemplary in teaching others whatever opportunity given to us at any time. So thank you very much for this. And
Hare
this
Krishna.
test, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I have a question.
Okay.
Since we're talking about practical applications,
Yeah.
the lesson is very clear, but adapting into practical life, I want to paint a scenario. Srila Prabhupada, he was into business and he ran into so many debts. His wife was taking what is naturally breaking one of the principles of devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada left home and he focused more on his devotional service. I don't think I have the detail of what happens to Prabhupada's creditors. Because if Prabhupada's creditors were still after him, I was wondering how he would be able to focus and continue his devotional service. But in a practical life, I've had an experience. One of our God brothers, he was married. He had all his children brought to the temple while we were in Lagos. And at a point in time, the wife started going to church, eating meat and all of that. We'll cook meat in his house and all of that. So the devotee struggled with that marriage for so many long time, and eventually he had to divorce. And we're not supposed to have divorce in a normal sense because the devotee has to go married again. Prabhupada never got married again. So these are practical situations. So in this scenario, I've painted 3 scenarios now. Using Srila Prabhupada example and one of our God brothers example, Prabhupada was indebted. And we didn't know what happened. But if a devotee is in a financial situation and these debtors are after him, definitely may not be able to apply what Srila Prabhupada applied because Prabhupada maybe debtor did not follow him. I've had that experience in the past when I was into thick business in the late 90s. And Gurudev said I should take up this service. There was a particular devotee that were doing things together, and there was some of his money with me. When he heard the news, he said, Prabhu, whatever I have with you, please forget about it because you are going for an higher course. So there are circumstances like that. But there are some cases where the debt is still following the devotee, or the wife who doesn't want to divorce, but he is faced with practical situation of divorce. So what is your reactions to this kind of a practical situation? Health situation, maybe one cannot do anything about it. If the health situation comes, it's within your control, you submit and tolerate as much as possible. But there are practical situations in the life of a devotee, like sometimes the family members become a big challenge. You cannot run away from them. We have seen many devotees like this. So I want you to speak to that.
Anyway, Krishna doesn't give you a challenge that will overwhelm you, especially if it is because of your determination to preserve and maintain your devotional service. Krishna is Yogeshwara. It's also the Paramatma in the heart of everyone you are dealing with. So you will know how to, provided your intention is pure, you will know how to handle the situation. You will know how to influence their hearts in such a way that they will allow you to do your devotional service and not worry you again. The question is, you also have to remain focused as a devotee for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you fail. If you somehow or the other fall out due to any pressure from any side, that means your focus was not sharp enough. So you are not able to attract the required divine intervention to keep you on track. So Krishna is always there. There is a verse in the Bhagavatam where Krishna says that when I especially favor somebody, then everything around him, his businesses will fail, his finances will crumble, then his family members will reject him. Then at that time, that person will be able to take shelter of me exclusively. Krishna himself takes away all those things that will hold him down somehow or the other. So by the same token, if Krishna sees your determination and really want to use you as instrument to teach others in this world, if he takes you away from every situation, he will know how to balance to inspire every other person that is connected to you through the heart, how to take you and leave you alone. He will, he will take you, and if they do too much, just like Kasipo was trying to do too much to Prahlad, then Krishna himself personally came and took care of him. He fulfilled the words of Prahlad. Are you in this? Is your God inside this pillar? So that this God, I will even kill him, so that you will have no God to worship and believe in. They put him in a very awkward situation. Then Prahlad said, yes, my Lord is within the pillar. His intention was that if he break the pillar and the Lord didn't come out from the pillar, that means he's going to kill him. He has justified killing him because he has told a lie. So the Lord justified, he fulfilled the words of Prahlad, and he had to come out through the pillar to let him know that he's always with his devotees and he knows how best to help their situation so that it will be victory, victory, victory for them. So this is a little response I will give.
Thank you very much.
Even though we don't encourage divorce, but the Prabhupada left and never looked back. And his achievement justified his action. That he was pulled out for a bigger purpose, and he fulfilled the purpose. So let's leave everything in the hand of the Lord. And
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Sorry, I just want to maybe help you a little bit, because the question is thrown to you.
Yeah, it's for all of us.
You know, this question can only be answered by people who have real life experience, old people like you and me. Just one experience I want to share. Just about it should be 2 years now, and I faced the problem for almost 2 years. You know, because there was a job I took as an engineer to repair a transformer. And it's a very big transformer. You can imagine a transformer that will power a whole usage, just one. So I was given to repair, and I finished the repair actually. And they told me, this is my money. If I just return those things, install it, my money is waiting for me, which was good. Okay, finally now to carry this thing, it requires a crane and a yab to carry it. We hired a crane for 1.2 million, yab about 350,000. Now, just to carry this thing, something I told me, let me just open this thing because we have to cover it to avoid moisture. So I open it to see what is inside. They have removed the copper. It has been vandalized. By the person who is my manager, the person I trusted most. He has been working with me for a length period of about 30 years or so. He betrayed that trust. Meanwhile, the transformer at that time worth about 120 million. So it's like a trouble that is potent enough to finish all my career, everything I've been doing in business. So what do? I called Prakash. So I said, this is what happened to Prakash Prabhu, because when things happen like that, it's my first spiritual consultant. So he sent me a very powerful mantra. So I should be chanting that mantra. Even how to chant it, he sent the video. The recording, audio recording, so that I know the actual to chant it. So he did that. I chanted. At the same time, I was chanting the Maha mantra. So what happened now? When Krishna wants to come in now, he brings some problem to usage. They have a problem, they are owing NEPA. So, and then 1 month, 2 months, almost going to 3 months, they could not supply power. So it was national case with them. So now, the meeting they are supposed to be holding with me, they set up a panel. So after some time, this panel, they don't have time again to see to my own matter because they have a bigger problem. They have a bigger problem. They tell me they don't have time for my own, this one. So to cut a very long story short, that was how Krishna buried that case. The case was buried. Nobody's talking about the case any longer.
So this is it. You can see that Krishna is above everyone. It is inside of everyone. Is everywhere. For him to do to protect your devotional service and boost your faith, he will do it. He will do it. He entered into the river Yamuna to fight with Kaliya serpent because of devotees. He swallowed the forest fire because of devotees. He lifted Govardhan Hill because of devotees. He appeared as Lord Nisingade from the pillar because of devotees. He even appeared as a boa because of the devotees. So there is nothing Krishna cannot do because of his devotees. And since he's the Lord in the heart of everyone, very easy for him to influence all their hearts, capture them and put them work on them. Don't disturb my devotees. But the challenge will be we should remain devotees. Truly devotees, let us remain as devotees. Let our focus be very sharp. Then Krishna will take care of the rest. So that is it. We have to surrender to faith. Salik Baba.
Yeah, thank you very much for the answer. Thank you, Madhuvan, for sharing your story. I think you answered the question from your first statement, which is what I wanted to highlight. When you say that Krishna does not give to a devotee what is bigger than the devotee, he does not give a devotee what will completely overwhelm him. So I think that is the answer, because when we are in these challenges, sometimes the overwhelming situation can be very devastating. Whatever it is, marital problems, business problem, family problems, whatever problems, they can be really overwhelming. It can be even bodily challenge relating to health that you cannot avoid. I mean, if you are having headache, I'm just using an example, you cannot say the headache should go away by magic. You have to go through it. So it could be bodily problem, this problem, that problem, but the answer you gave is the perfect answer, in that we should understand that whatever we are going through, Krishna knows that we can withstand it. So that faith that Krishna will not give us what is beyond us is a very perfect answer. And Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu had actually already explained how we can identify the difference between what is karma and what is Krishna's mercy. When you quoted that verse, actually the verse you are referencing is Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, chapter 88, text number 8. It's 1088.8. That where Krishna says that when I'm favorably disposed to someone, I take away all his material comforts and such a person. So the purport to that verse, Srila Prabhupada nicely explained how Srila Rupa Goswami had given various stages of karma and how we can understand when we even are in devotional service and we're going through certain challenges, we can see clearly if we're actually engaging in devotional service sincerely, if it is as a result of our past karma, if it is as a result of our Krishna trying to get us free. We will see the signs clearly. So it is not ambiguous, it is not covered. So if we have that level of faith and understanding, it becomes easy to navigate through the challenges. So thank you for the answer.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to think deeper. Thank you for your beautiful examples and thanks for your contributions. So let us all learn from these things so that we can know how to take our posture when we face challenges, small challenges. We are not Kunti who can withstand all the challenges and even beg for more. But, but at least we should be able to be in proper frame of consciousness at our own level when we face these challenges. Okay, thank you very much. We'll go to the next verse again. Somebody should read.
Let me see. We are supposed to be reading. We are reading at 10 verse 11 to 12.
We are at 14.
14? Yes, yeah, 14, yes. Ahakaras tadaivasit sidanam divipasyatam atuayamanava asruyo magna punya jana nave. From the higher planetary system, we are observing the fight from the sky. And when they saw that Dhruva Maharaj had been covered by the incessant arrows of the enemy, they roared of tumultuousness. The grandson of Manu, Dhruva, is now lost. They cried that Dhruva Maharaj was just like the sun, and that now he had set within the ocean of the Yakshas. Srila Prabhupada in the purport explained that in this verse, the word Manava is very significant. Generally, this word is used to mean human being. Dhruva Maharaj is also described here as Manava. Not only is Dhruva Maharaj a descendant of Manu, out of all human society descent from Manu. According to Vedic civilization, Manu is the lawgiver. Even today, Hindus in India follow the laws given by Manu. Everyone, therefore, in human society is a Manava, or descendant from Manu. But Dhruva Maharaj is a distinguished Manava because he is a great devotee. The denizens of the planet Siddhaloka, where the residents can fly in the sky without airplanes, were anxious over Dhruva Maharaj's welfare in the battlefield. Srila Rupa Goswami says, therefore, that not only is a devotee well protected by the Supreme Lord, but all the demigods and even ordinary men are anxious for his security and safety. The comparison given here that Dhruva Maharaj appeared to merge in the ocean of the Yakshas is also significant. When the sun sets on the horizon, it appears that the sun drowns in the ocean. But factually, the sun has no difficulty. Similarly, although Dhruva appeared to drown in the ocean of the Yakshas, he had no difficulty as the sun rises again in due course at the end of the night. So Dhruva Maharaj, although he might have been in a difficult, because after all, it was a fight. And in any fighting activities, there are reverses that did not mean that he was defeated. Hare Krishna.
So, wonderful points there. Salika Baba, can you bring out extra some points that we feel that every devotee should take home on this particular purpose, test and purpose?
Let us start from the last point Prabhupada made. There is this conversation sometimes on the Bhagavatam class. People say that a devotee does not, pure devotee of God, they don't feel pain. This explanation clearly clarifies it. That just because material nature is opposite of divine or spiritual nature, so there is a fighting. So therefore, there is some effect. So the devotee sometimes he feels the pain. It's not like he's aloof to the pain. He's feeling the pain. But the beauty is that at the end of the pain, the devotee comes out victorious. So it explains that we are not impersonalists, that you say we are not this body. So therefore, our body is not affected. Our body is affected, and we feel the pain. When material challenges comes, we feel the pain of material challenges. The difference is that we're not overwhelmed by it because we are focused in devotional service, and Krishna's protection is there for us. That's one point. And another point that is said there is that in whatever circumstances, whether consciously or unconscious, whatever is going on in the life of a devotee, Krishna is constantly, consciously, always there. And not just Krishna, but the Lord, devotee in the forms of the demigods and all living entities comes to the rescue of such a person who is a devotee. I'll mention one more, then leave the remaining. Another analogy Prabhupada gave is that just like the sun merges into the ocean when the sun is setting, we see the sun reflecting in the ocean, and all of a sudden it appears as drawn. It is not mean. In other words, when a devotee seems to be externally defeated, it does not mean that devotee is defeated. Just like the sun rises again, devotee will come down. So in other words, when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9:30 that my devotees are never, even when they commit abominable acts or when they find themselves falling down due to some past karma or whatever circumstances, because they are fixed in devotional service, they will quickly rise up again. So a temporary fall down, even when a devotee goes through a challenge and he falls down. So because it happens that challenges sometimes makes the devotee, sometimes even he breaks principles. But because he has broken principles, because he's focused and devoted in Krishna consciousness, he quickly rises up. So practical experience is that we see that sometimes devotees even goes through challenges to the extent that they could not withstand externally, and then sometimes they collapse, maybe like break principles, or sometimes they do something or get angry irrationally. But because that person is engaged in devotional service, we should not condemn because that person is properly situated. I leave the rest to others. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. These are very beautiful, beautiful verses that should not be rushed at all because we are in it. We are Dhruva Maharaj. We are all Dhruva Maharaj. So when these challenges come, we should learn how to post in a way that our mental attitude, our mental posture should be able to accommodate the bigger picture, and that will protect us. What is one of the points that you've already mentioned it, that I see that we should still emphasize on that actually attracts me most, is that the denizens of the planet Siddhaloka, where the residents can fly in the sky without airplanes, were anxious over Dhruva Maharaj's welfare in the battlefield. That Srila Rupa Goswami says, therefore, that not only is a devotee well protected by the Supreme Lord, but all the demigods and even ordinary men are anxious for his security and safety. So we are not alone. We are not alone. Why? why is everybody concerned about the welfare of a devotee? Because a devotee is non-envious. Nirman Saranam Satan. When a devotee is non-envious, everybody, every living entity will see that this person is not into this rat race of competitive sense gratification. Therefore, everybody feel that they pray for the person. They pray for the security of the person, knowingly or unknowingly. They appreciate these qualities, even though they themselves are not there, but they appreciate somebody who embodies this quality. Therefore, just as the Siddhas felt so much concern for the demigods, felt concern for Dhruva Maharaj, all the demigods, and everybody else, even the common man, they felt concern for. So this is it. We are not alone. People are praying for our safety and security, provided we are devotees. So let us become devotees. There is nothing better than devotional service. Yes, when we become devotee, we are actually there. We are not alone. The whole Param is protecting us. The Param is starting with Krishna himself. All the 12 Mahajans you hear of, they are protecting us. The 9 processes of devotional service are protecting us. The Maha is protecting everything, all the limbs, all the mercy incarnations of the Lord are protecting us. So let us just endeavor to become devotees in proper service attitude, and everything else will follow. But this point, among others, struck me the most. And I think we should all meditate on it. Even now, in our daily devotional life, sometimes we face some challenges and we feel that we are alone. Even living around appear to not care. We should not think so. The Lord cares for us, and the Lord's energies and his expansions are in our environment. The deities are his expansion, his mercy potency. The Param is the mercy potency of the Lord. The 9 processes of Bhakti are the mercy potency of the Lord. They are present. Srimad Bhagavatam is the mercy incarnation of the Lord. It is present. The Maha Mantra is the mercy incarnation of the Lord. Is present. So even if human beings apparently do not show us enough care, we should know that all these personalities care. The Lord has expanded himself just to care for us. So that sense of belonging should boost our morale all the time. And whoever the Lord wants to protect, nobody can destroy. So we are in the presence, we are in the hand of the most potent person, the omnipotent person. So let us man suchaha in all circumstances. All other points are very, very deeply. So in fact, these are points that we should write down in our diaries to personally be reflecting on them from time to time. From time to time. So this is it. And the last one also is as the sun rises again, in due course at the end of night. So Dhruva Maharaj, although it might have been in difficulty, because after all, it was a fight. And in any fighting activity, there are reverses. That did not mean that he was defeated. A devotee cannot be defeated. Temporary setbacks can come, but actually, the devotee is not defeated. That is why we say whatever happens can only remind us, and we should not allow it to define us. What happens should not define us. It should remind us. We should know how insignificant we are, how much we need to take shelter of the Lord, how much we need to take shelter of devotees, and how much we need to take shelter of the holy name, how much we need to take shelter of the 9 processes of Bhakti, how much we need to take shelter of the Guru. That is a reminder. Whatever so-called setback is a reminder that we should take shelter. We cannot be independent. We cannot do it on our own. We need the grace of the Lord. Okay, thank you very much once again.
Hare Krishna, am I the only one not hearing Chitan Prema Prabhu or?
No, I think Prabhuji is gone offline.
Okay. So let's wait for him.
Yeah, let's wait, Prabhuji, 5 minutes.
Maybe as we wait, you can give us some realization so that we'll not be in limbo.
Yes. So, Prabhuji, you take over.
I've just spoken, so someone else also should speak. I think you should speak. You can also share with us.
Yeah, Prabhuji, there is no realization as Madhu and Prabhu also give some wonderful realization
Hare Krishna.
in the
Hare
life.
Krishna.
Yes.
There's a point I forgot to mention when I was making my story. Along the line also, the Odua investment, they now donated another transformer to usage, which has double the capacity of what got vandalized. So all this one just cover the case, cover. So Krishna can be very wonderful.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for waiting for me. I just didn't know what happened. These small phones we are using, they are disappointing us, all students. Won't you facilitate your teacher to get a correct phone? Won't you facilitate him to surprise him to get a correct phone to serve in this capacity? Suddenly the phone just disappeared, everything started dancing. But anyway, no problem. I'm not begging, I'm not begging anyone to buy for me.
Krishna is
Don't misunderstand me.
Krishna is testing. Prabhu, Krishna is testing you with your phone so that you get a bigger mercy.
So that I can sharpen my focus and refine my consciousness and get even better facility to serve him. But I'm not begging anybody. But Krishna can inspire anybody to do something good for somebody. That is there. Having said that, okay, let us continue. Somebody should read the next verse.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nadasu Yatuda Nesu Jayakisus Atomride Udatista Ratastasya Nyaradiva Bahaskara. Translation. The Yakshas, being temporarily victorious, exclaimed that they had conquered Dhruva Maharaj. But in the meantime, Dhruva's chariot suddenly appeared, just as the sun suddenly appears from within foggy mist. Purport. Here, Dhruva Maharaj is compared to the sun and the great assembly of the Yakshas to foggy mist. Fog is insignificant in comparison with the sun, although the sun is sometimes seen to be covered by fog. In fact, the sun cannot be covered by anything. Our eyes may be covered by a cloud, but the sun is never covered. By this comparison with the sun, the greatness of Dhruva Maharaj in all circumstances is affirmed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can you give prepare some counsel for us to take away from this? What do you think is the most important thing we should take away from here for personal application? Dhruva Maharaj is compared to the sun, and the great assembly of Yakshas to the foggy mist. The fog can never cover the sun. Yes, because fog is actually insignificant in the presence of the sun. So similarly, the illusory energy of the Lord cannot overwhelm a devotee. Just like that. But the devotee has to take shelter of Krishna. Because on his own, it will be difficult to challenge, to confront the illusory energy. But if a devotee takes shelter of the Lord, then the Lord will influence the illusory energy and give victory to the devotee. And that is what is in the Bhagavad Gita also. Daivihi estaguna mahi, mama maya duratya. Because the illusory energy is also divine energy, a very powerful universal energy of the Lord. It cannot be overcome just easily like that. But if you are a devotee, truly a devotee is defined by how much you take shelter, how much you surrender to Krishna. If you are truly surrendered to Krishna, Krishna himself will reciprocate. Just as a child surrendered to his father, he doesn't need to worry about which enemy is around. The father sees the enemy ahead, he prepares, he battles, and protects his child. So that is it. Although the sun is sometimes seen to be covered by fog, in fact, the sun cannot be covered by anything. Our eyes may be covered by a cloud, but the sun is never covered. Okay? By this comparison to the sun, the greatness of Dhruva Maharaj in all circumstances is affirmed.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes. So that is it. Yomam Pasyati Sarvatra. Let us train our eyes, therefore, to see the Lord in all circumstances and in all situations, and to also see all situations in the Lord. And we will never be covered by the illusory energy. We eventually attain that Vasudev consciousness, where all coverings are removed. So, increase our devotional efforts, meditate on these verses, and see. They said that the Yakshas being temporarily victorious, yes, exclaimed that they have conquered Dhruva Maharaj. But in the meantime, Dhruva Maharaj's chariot suddenly appeared, just as the sun suddenly appears from within the foggy mist. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare.
Please, from this narration, it appears that we cannot estimate the prowess of Dhruva Maharaj. Because, and another thing I observe is that he faced these Yakshas alone, even though he is a king. So he must have full confidence in himself or in Krishna or whatever. Because he faced them alone. He did not took some other warriors along. So I don't think we can imagine his level of prowess or capability from this purport. That's my...
Yeah, we cannot imagine his capability and prowess. Where did he get that capability and prowess from? He got it from being a devotee of the Lord. The opportunity for you and me to be a devotee of the Lord is also there. So if we become devotee, proper devotee of the Lord, automatically our own prowess cannot be measured also, because we are no longer alone. We are not the one doing things. Everything now happens by the grace of the Lord. So how do we get to that stage where everything in our lives will be happening by the grace of the Lord? Our life is being controlled and directed by the grace of the Lord. You will see along the line that the Lord personally gave him an arrow. And just by fixing the arrow on his what is it?
Bow.
On his bow. Just by fixing the arrow, all the illusory energies, illusory creations by the yakshas disappear. Just by fixing. And it is said that the arrow, the weapon that we have in Kali Yuga is the Sangha Upanga Astra. Sangha Upanga Astra Pasadam. Yes, that weapon is the name, the holy name of the Lord. And if we have that weapon, as soon as you chant the holy name of the Lord, just as darkness cannot withstand the presence of the sun, all inauspiciousness vanish. So at a point, he was covered by all kinds of illusory energy. He became actually practically bewildered. But the Lord gave him the weapon, and immediately the arrow, as soon as he fixed the arrow, just fix it, he has not already released it. Just by fixing the arrow, all the illusory manipulation creations of the yakshas disappear. So Dhruva Maharaj's prowess cannot be measured by us, but he got that prowess by dint of becoming a devotee. So if we also become devotee of the Lord's inconceivable potency will accompany us like shadow. And by that, our prowess will not be measurable. Not as Srila Prabhupada took shelter, proper shelter of the Lord. And you will see that the potencies become immeasurable. So the same prophylactic chain of empowering somebody, that person having the potency to empower another person, continues. The sun purifies whatever comes in contact with it. So how much more the pure devotee of the Lord? When you become a devotee, by the grace of the devotee, that devotee, other devotees get empowered, and they will get the potency to purify others. This is how it goes. So the whole thing is about glorification of devotional service. Once you become a devotee, just as we heard in the previous verse, all the demigods, all the siddhas, all the kinnaras, all the king purushas, everybody, even the ordinary human being, will be caring for your protection. They'll be thinking good of you. So that is my little response to your question. We cannot measure Dhruva Maharaj's potencies and prowess, but he got that from being a devotee of the Lord. So the important point is for us to try to become better devotee of the Lord, and everything else will fall in place. What do you think?
You are right, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
The power of Bhakti Yoga.
The glories of the potency of Bhakti Yoga, yes, is what is being chanted here. All glories to Bhakti Yoga King, the king of all yogas. Raja Vidya Raja Guya, Yoginam Abhi Sarvesan. Of all yogis, therefore a yogi, a devotee is the highest. Imagine Ambarish Maharaj defeating Durvasamuni. This is the potency of devotional service. And Dhruva's Muni went to the heavenly planets after being defeated. He went to do Sankirtan for 100 years. Oh, yes. He went to do Sankirtan in the heavenly planets, propagating the glories of the potency of devotees. Hey, these devotees you see, don't joke with them. Oh. Those people where you see say wear bedsheet, shave their heads, put some funny haircut. Don't joke with them. They carry potency. Look at what happened. I'm talking from my own personal example. I spread all over the universe. The weapons of they are the ones controlling the weapons of the Lord. Oh. Be very careful with them. Don't joke with them. That is it. So Dhruva Maharaj carried incomparable potency. Yes, because of his being a devotee. So all glory to the devotional service. Yeah. So can we move ahead?
Yes.
The next verse, please. Somebody should come on board now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So the next verse, Danu Vishpurjayam Divyam Dvishatam Kera Udwahan Astrogam Vyadamad Banai Gananikam Ivanila. Dhruva Maharaj's bow and arrows twanged and hissed, causing lamentation in the hearts of his enemies. He began to shoot incessant arrows, shattering all their different weapons, just as the blasting wind scatters the assembled clouds in the sky. No purport.
Next.
Tasya te chapa nimukta bitwa vamani rashasham kayam avivishu stigma girin ashanyo yata. The sharp arrows released from the bow of Dhruva Maharaj pierced the shields and bodies of the enemy, like the thunderbolts released by the King of Heaven, which dismantled the bodies of the mountains. Next verse. Balai Sanchidya Manam, Shirobischaru Kundalai, Urubi Hematalabai, Dobi Valaya Vagubi, Harakeyura Mukutai, Usnishashcha Mahadanai, Astritasta Ranabubo, Rejuvira Manohara. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, the heads of those who were cut to pieces by the arrows of Dhruva Maharaj were decorated very beautifully with earrings and turbans. The legs of their bodies were as beautiful as golden palm trees. Their arms were decorated with golden bracelets and armlets. On their heads there were very valuable helmets, bedecked with gold. All these ornaments lying on that battlefield were very attractive and could bewilder the mind of a hero. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It appears that in those days, soldiers used to go to the battlefield highly decorated with golden ornaments and with helmets and turbans. And when they were dead, the booty was taken by the enemy party. They are fallen dead in battle with their many golden ornaments. Dresses was certainly a lucrative opportunity for the heroes on the battlefield. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, give us something we should take home from the purport, encapsulate.
Yes. Srila Prabhupada, we can see that here they are performing their duties. They are actually performing their duties as Kshatriyas. And they are well dressed, well presenting themselves. Even if they die, they are happy to die. You know, it is said that the first step in feeling good is looking good. Sometimes when going to the battlefield, going for challenges of life, let's say even going to a court, one becomes afraid or sometimes overcome by fear. But sometimes one presents himself very nicely, going to where he is challenged, it also helps the person. So soldiers, they know that I might go to the battlefield, I will not come back again. They put on their very nice dress, they dress very well to go. So Prabhupada is hinting to us that in those days, even going to the battlefield, soldiers, they dress very nicely. And when your enemy defeats you, it is a benefit and a profit for him, not only victory. He also acquires a lot of luxuries. And this is why they also like to fight, because after the fight, they also get other ornaments, even if not for any persons, to give it in charity to children.
Yeah, that is one of the ways
serving.
of the Kshatriyas gathering their opulences.
Yes,
when they
gathering their
defeat in the battle, all
yes,
the
in the
ornaments.
battle. Yes. So even the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was telling Arjuna that greatly this battlefield is this battle that you are trying to avoid. Happily are those who are willing to fight. They are happy. The other Kshatriyas they are willing to have such a fight and fight so jubilantly, so happily. So sometimes we can see that even in gathering the ornaments and all these are privileges that makes them happy to fight. And even at the end, also go to heaven. So this is the little I can say. It's not perfect though, but that is what I can say. Hare Krishna.
It's very nice. Very nice. Every ashram has its prescribed duty. So if you do your duties perfectly in your ashram is as good as the other ashram because the result is the same. You attain elevation and promotion. And it is Krishna himself who personally established the Varnashram system as a safety net. And the explanation is like the material ocean is very dangerous, full of terrible, terrible aquatics and sea monsters. And to cross it, there is a very tiny thread. You have to cross it from this side to this other end to cross. But then, if you are crossing, unless you are a pure devotee, if you are already a pure devotee, the pure devotees, they run up and down these tiny threads, understand? The pure devotees can run with speed on this tiny thread to the other side and run back and even do acrobatics along the line, somersaulting and standing and without losing balance. But you and me, who are sadakas, if we start our journey, before we realize, we start seeing so many things. We start seeing, hey, there are crocodiles under. If I fall now, just by thinking of that, you will just fall into the ocean. Right? If you fall, there are safety nets. These safety nets will not allow you to reach the ocean proper. They are hanging in between, under the rope. So if you are a Brahmana, your safety net is there. Those safety nets are the rules and regulations within the ashrams. If you are a Kshatriya, there are safety nets. If you are a Vaishya, there are safety nets. If you are a Shudra, there are safety nets. So you either become a proper Brahmana, proper Kshatriya, proper Vaishya, proper Shudra. Then you are protected. Even if you tumble, your net will catch you and you will not reach the ocean for the crocodiles to dive you. You see how beautiful, but for the pure devotees, no problem. They can run up and down, somersault 200 times in the middle of the, on top of the ocean, in the middle of the rope, and they will not fall. See? So here, the Kshatriya's dharma is to fight on the battlefield. If you are following the codes, you leave your body, you go to the higher planets. And there are a lot of opulence waiting for you there. And if you win victory, you gather all the ornaments of your opponents. Go and give some to your wife and children. And use to decorate your palace. And this is your wealth. So in either way, you have nothing to lose. So these Kshatriyas were so decorated. You can imagine how much opulent Dhruva Maharaj we take back home. So his kingdom. Hey, I was victorious. So then, where are the ornaments you bring? Where are the ornaments of your enemies? Yeah, say, look at this sack. That sack on top of that chariot is full of valuable jewels, including diamonds and all that. I got from the element of, come and see now, like that. So that is it. Anywhere we find, however, devotees are supposed to be transcendental to all these banners and ashrams. So you can imagine if we do our devotional service very well, where what is waiting for us. We attain a realm beyond birth and death. Therefore, everything will be sweet for us eternally. Nothing will take away our properties anymore. Okay, having said that, let's read the next verse also, unless somebody has something to add to tidy it up very well. Otherwise, somebody who has not read should read.
Hare
Jai
Krishna,
Yadu
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Haribol,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Yeah, Jyoti
Uh,
Swarup Baba.
yes, Prabhuji, I have a small question.
Okay.
This particular verses we are reading, we are talking about Dhruva Maharaj and Yakshas. So actually, we have read and I have seen in TV and many places about Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, and other Atmas like that. But Yakshas, actually, Prabhuji, I don't have even hint. How do they look? Is there any description? How normally they looks? Is it like Rakshasas? Or because I have seen Rakshasas also, they decorate themselves many times. I've seen in movies, in Krishna's movies and all, they decorate. So how Prabhuji this Yakshas looks like?
As far as I know, the youngsters are very opulent. And they have some ghostly kind of kingdom. Their kingdom is like ephemeral. But they are full of mystic powers because they are worshippers of Lord Shiva mainly. They are full of mystic powers. Understand? So whatever opulence Lord Shiva has, they have it in minute quantity. You know, Lord Shiva's opulences are avyakta. Lord Shiva's opulences are avyakta. Avyakta means unmanifest. But they are there. If you quantify it materially, you will just get lost. Just like what happened to Daksha. Daksha was trying to evaluate Lord Shiva based on what he's seen outside. But Lord Shiva's opulences are Vyakta. They are the opulences of the Mahajans, like Narada Muni and the rest. They are very opulent, but they are unmanifest. Whenever they are needed, they manifest. You see? So the Yakshas also have similar potency. They have a lot of opulences. But whenever they are needed, they manifest and use them. Whenever they are not needed, they can conceal it also. Mystic power is their plating. See? So that's why Kuvera is a Yaksha. Kuvera is a Yaksha. He's the Lord of commerce, business management. Now Kuvera. You see, but it's a Yaksha. Sometimes you see some films, they are living in some holes like this. You just mystically open some big stone and the very short person, dwarf, you just come out with bars of gold and give to somebody. The Yakshas live like that. And they are actually like unmanifest, but they're actually there. And they are like dwarfs, most of them. Like they are short, thick, and some can be slim. And something a place you think that nobody is there, they're actually there. Some hole under the earth, some big rock covering the hole. They have a mystic way of just opening it. They just maybe point their hands and the rock will just open and it is the door. And you see Yaksha's kingdom inside. They just come out from there and give you bars of gold in large quantity that very opulent. You see? So this is the much I know about them. But some of them are also Kshatriyas. They also like have a Brahmana Yakshas. They have Kshatriya Yakshas. They are mostly Vaishyas. Mostly they are Vaishyas. And they live that kind of a life. They have their duration, but I don't know much more about them. But there are some of them that are antagonistic also to anybody who cross their boundary. They have security among them, who are the Kshatriyas. They protect the other Yakshas. So this is much I know. But somebody can also add. Whatever you know about the Yakshas, you can add it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Please, they are ghosts. Am I correct? They are all ghosts?
They are not ghosts. They can manifest and unmanifest.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So somebody to read the next verse. And I want to appoint Yaduna Prabhu to read the next verse. It's called Nigeria National Council. Read the next verse if you are truly there.
What verse is it? Please.
What verse is it, Jyoti Swaru Prabhu? What is the next verse?
Prabhuji, we should read the 20th. We finished 19.
Okay, 20th verse, verse
20.
20. Asha Yadu. Hey Yadu, Asha.
Can you hear me? 1 second.
We can hear you now. It's like Yadu's network is disturbing him. Kamalash Prabhu, you can
I'm
help.
on motion.
Huh?
I'm on motion, that is why.
Okay. Let Kamalash read, please.
Okay.
G Kamalash Prabhu is there. Help Yadu. Okay, if Kamalash is not there, somebody else can read. Volunteer.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Paddy on Prabhu.
हतावशिष्टा इतरणाजिराद रक्षो गणा क्षत्रियवर्यसायके प्रायो विवृक्णा ववाया विदुधुवो मृगेन्द्र विक्रीन्त यूथपाइव. Translation. The remaining
Your
yaksha.
network.
Prabhuji, am I audible?
We can hear you now.
Okay, Prabhu.
We can hear you.
Translation. The remaining yakshas who somehow or other were not killed had their limbs cut to pieces by the arrow of the great warrior Dhruva Maharaj. Thus they began to flee, just as elephants flee when defeated by the lion. Purport. No purport.
Yeah, next.
अपश्यमानः स तदाततायिनं महामृधे कञ्चन मानवोत्तम पुरीं ददीक्ष न पीनाविशद्विषां न मायिनां वेद चिकीर्षितजनः. Translation. Dhruv Maharaj, the best of human beings, observed that in that great battlefield, not one of opposing soldier was left standing with proper weapon. He then desired to see the city of Alakpuri, but he thought to himself, no one knows the plan of the mystic yakshas. No purport. Iti
Next.
ब्रुवश्चेत्रथ स्वसारथिं यत् परेषां प्रतियोगशकित शिश्रुवा शब्दं जलधेवरीवेरितं भवस् swato dikshu rajon vadrushata. Translation. In the meantime, while Dhruva Maharaj, doubtful of his mystic enemies, was talking with his charioteer, they heard a tremendous sound, as if the whole ocean were there, and they found that from the sky a great dust storm was coming over them from all directions. No purport. Next. क्षणेनाच्छादितं यो व्योम धनानिकेन सर्वतः विस्फुरत्तदिता त्रासयत्स्य न itsuna. Translation. Within a moment, the whole sky was overcast with dense cloud, and severe thundering was heard. There was a glittering electric lighting.
Hey, Jyoti Baba, your network is in ecstasy.
Hare Krishna. Sorry. Yes. So I will take it the
Start again.
translation again. Within a moment, a whole sky was overcast with dense clouds, and severe thunderings was heard. There was a glittering electric lightning and severe rainfall. No purport. Should I continue, Prabhuji?
Okay, your
Okay.
network is not good.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Just Ali Baba, can you help continue? Jyotish Swarup network is fighting with him. We will not allow you to defeat him openly because he's moving also, so the network is coming up and on. Ali Baba, are you there?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Carry on.
So we're reading
Vibration.
text number 24.
Which number are we reading? Jyotish
Yes,
Swarup.
Prabhuji, we are reading 24.
24.
Valvrishurudilaugasrik Puyavin Mutra Medasa Nipetu Gangana Adasya Garbardane Agra Oragnaga. My dear faultless Vidura, in that rainfall there was blood, mucus, pus, stool, urine, and narrow marrow falling heavily before Dhruva Maharaj, and there were trunks of bodies falling from the sky.
Yes.
Next verse. Tatake drisyata agiri nipetu sarvato disam gada pariga nistrim saha musala sasma bashina. Next, a great mountain was visible in the sky, and from all directions, hailstones fell, along with lances, clubs, swords, iron bludgeons, and great pieces of stone. Ahayo sanni isvasa varmantogni rusakshi abhyadavan kal amata gajamata sim'a vyagra yutasa. Dhruva Maharaj also saw many big serpents with angry eyes vomiting forth fire and coming to devour him, along with groups of mad elephants, lions, and tigers. Samudra Romubi Bhimam Plavayan Sarvato Bhuvam Asasad Ma'agrid Radha Kalpanta Iva Bishanaha. Then, as if it were the time of the dissolution of the old world, the fierce sea with foaming waves and great roaring sounds came forward before him. Evam vidani anekanihi trasanani am asavinam sastrit Justikmagataya Hasruya Maya Yasuraha. The demon Yakshas are by nature very heinous, and by their demonic power or illusion, they can create many strange phenomena to frighten one who is less intelligent. Dhruve prayukta asurais tamayam atidustaram nisamya tasya monaya sam asamsa samagataha. When the great sages heard that Dhruva Maharaj was overpowered by the illusory mystic tricks of the demons, they immediately assembled to offer him auspicious encouragement. Munaya Uchu Hautanapad Bhagavan Stavas. This is a longer verse. Let me use another word.
Carry on.
Napad Bhagavan Stavas Singadana Bamvam Deva Shinot Avanatati Aro Vipaksha Yanamadyam Abhidaya Nisamyatvada Lokam Jasatarati Dustaram Angamrityu. All the sages said, Dear Dhruva, O son of King Uttanapad, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Sangat Dhanava, who relieves the distress of his devotees, kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and
Shalika's voice is also in ecstasy. It has gone into ecstasy. Network demon is attacking the Vaishnavas.
Are you sure it's not from your end?
It's from your hand, Prabhuji. It's from your
A
hand.
little bit distraction.
Network demons are attacking the Vaishnavas.
Yaksha is attacking.
And the Yakshas attack Dhruva Maharaj. So also the network demons. That one Yakshas are attacking.
The Yakshas are attacking our teachers because he's eating alone.
Attacking the devotees of Dhruva.
The class. I read the text. I read the text again.
They are temporarily overwhelmed. The Shalika. Temporarily. So
all the sages said.
Okay, can you emerge again? Start from the slogan.
Okay. Munaya Uchu Uttanapad Bhagavan
Natural demons,
Tavasa.
so this is supposed to be temporary now. The defeat is supposed to be temporary now.
Prabhu, we are hearing him. We are hearing him. It's your own network. It's from your end, Prabhuji. We are hearing him.
Okay, then carry on. Kaliji, conclude it. That the network is from my side, according to them.
Okay. Munaya Uchu Autanapada Bhagavan Tavasamaga Andava Deva Shinotvi Avanatakti Aro Vipakshahan Yana Madhyayam Abhidyaya Nisamiya Achada Lokonja Satarati Dustaram Angamrityum. All the sages said, Dear Dhruva, O son of King Uttanapad, may the Supreme Personality of God known as Sangandalva, who relieves the distresses of his devotees, kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from fierce death without difficulty. Thus, a devotee is saved. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The great rishis approached Dhruva Maharaj at a time when his mind was very perplexed. Due to the magical feat exhibited by the Yakshas, a devotee is always protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his inspiration only. The devotees came to encourage Dhruva Maharaj and assure him that there was no danger because he was a soul fully surrendered
Are you
to the
still
Supreme
hearing
Lord.
me? Carry on.
If a devotee at the time of death can simply chant his holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Simply by chanting this Maha Mantra, he immediately surpasses the great ocean of the material sky and enters the spiritual sky. He never has to come back for repetition of birth and death. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can surpass the ocean of death. So, Dhruva Maharaj was certainly able to surpass the illusory magical feats of the Yakshas, which for the time being disturbed his mind. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the 4th canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Dhruva Maharaj's Fight with the Yakshas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This my network is disturbing me so much till it made me to think that it's other people's network. This is network Maya, and I will refuse to be defeated by it, just as Dhruva Maharaj refused. And I will take shelter of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare.
Yeah, just as I said, by the grace of the Lord, if a devotee at the time of death can simply chant his holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, simply by chanting this Maha Mantra, he immediately surpasses the great ocean of material sky and enters the spiritual sky. He never has to come back for repeated birth and death. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can surpass the ocean of death. So Dhruva Maharaj was certainly able to surpass the illusory magical feats of the Yakshas, which for the time being disturbed his mind. So for the time being, so many things are disturbing our minds. So many things. We know it. We may not confess it, but individually we know that so many things are disturbing our minds. You see, just like Dhruva Maharaj's mind was so disturbed by the network demon nearly defeated me just now. It went off altogether before it came back. Please, network demon, leave me alone. Let me conclude this class. So you should never disturb me. Even if you try, you will.
Hare Krishna.
So see, the network demon is disturbing me. Even though I'm chanting the name of the Lord, it's still disturbing me. Even though I'm chanting the holy name of the Lord, the network demon is disturbing me. These actions are disturbing my mind. So I will refuse to agree. Therefore, let us chant one powerful Hare Krishna to dispel all these Yaksha demons and conclude the class today. But this particular purport is very rich. Each and every devotee should study it and see how to apply himself to it personally, because our time is up. So let us chant one powerful mantra to dispel all illusions. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Wanchaka Panta Rubia.
Zacha kripa simbibia yevacha
Chaitanya Prabhu
na
Nityananda.
devyo namo nama
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Is comfort and channels in the Prabhupada ki Jai. AC Bhakti Vaibhav Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much. You see that the discipline is not easy. Even when you want to dance, you see your mind will be disturbing you, presenting so many distractions that we should focus and chant because that is the solution. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. See you next week. But we should be aware of these distractors and the distractions. But we should never give up. The more distractions come, the more we should sharpen our focus. Then we break through. Understand? And we'll be promoted to the next level. By His grace. By His grace. In other words, it's only the grace of the Lord that is sustaining us. None of us can fight with Doga. None of us.
That's true.
By our strength, none of us can say we want to even stand in our front. But by the grace of the Lord. That's why we invoke that grace by chanting Hare Krishna. Don't joke with your mantra. We need the grace. We need it. We need it. We should not pretend as if we don't need the grace. We are devotee on ourselves. Nothing can shake us. No. We need the grace of the Lord. Because we are very insignificant before Doga Devi. That's why Krishna himself said, warned us, Devi he is a gunamayi. Mama Maya Duratiaya. You cannot. It's insurmountable. But Mama ye property and say, Mayam etam guaranteed. It is by His grace that we can cross over. And by the same token, in 1858, also he said, Ma chita Salvador Gane, Ma prasada tarisias. Ache tuam ahankara, nas rosiasi denansias. So we should please take a humble position and invoke the grace of the Lord in our individual lives, private lives, so that no matter the distractors and the distractions and the obstacles, we're able to surmount by His grace, just as Dhruva Maharaj did, having been overwhelmed by the Yakshas. Thank you very much. See you next week. Hare Krishna. Come from the church that is about even to some child. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And let's see. We start with chapter 11 next week. I will try to see if Kavikanapura will be able to come back, and otherwise we still continue until he comes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bo. G. Kamalas, once again, we are invoking the Lord's mercy so that no yaksha can overwhelm your mind by trying to attack your body.
Thank you very much for your kind prayers and concern. I appreciate it so much.
Your body is no longer your body. It's Krishna's property. So nobody should joke. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
All glory to you. Thank you so much.
Remain protected by His divine grace. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Jai. So much.
Remain protected by His divine grace. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Jai, Jai. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.